Hello my friends, in this video we are going to make favorite features. That is, if we come inside the movie detail page, there is a favorite button in here. So if we click this one, first we need to log in. So we come back in here and log in and go back to the movie detail page. And in here I am going to click this one. So now I add this movie to my favorite list. So if I go to the favorite page, so I can see this movie listed in my favorite movies. So make this buttons a feature is the ones that we are going to do in this video. So to make these features, first we come in here. First we need to make the favorite models. There are 5 fields in this collection. But in here, make favorite button UI, but we already have this one in here, so we don't need to. But after this, what we need to do is the fetching the number of how many people add this movie to their own favorite list. That is the, you can see this one number. If I click it again, it becomes 0. Let's see, if I click it again, it becomes 1 again. So we need to get this number information from the database. So this is what we need to do. And the other one is the fetch the info of whether I already add this movie to my favorite list or not. So if I click this one, I already added this movie into my favorite list. That's why we can see it not favorite. But if I click it again, so we are no longer adding this movie to my favorite list. That's why we can see add to favorite these words. We also need to get this information from the database. After fetching these two data, so we are going to populate the data in the browser like this. So that's what we are going to do. So first we are going to make the favorite models. So first we go to our text editor. First we need to go to the model folder. You can see in here, but now we don't have the favorite models in here, so make the model.js, and we are going to copy all of the scripts from the user.js to the model.js so that we can make it faster. So delete the unnecessary parts. Here, delete it. So now we need to change the name. So this one will be the favorite schema, and then copy and paste it. And this one will be favorite, and copy and paste it in here we need to put the fields, but we have 5 fields that we need to have for this favorite collection. So first will be the user from, and type is schema, and types object id. But actually we didn't have this schema that comes from, so schema it comes from the mongoose and schema. And then the next field is the movie IDs. Movie ID type will be we need to have one more. Says we need a left, so it can, so this one look at the user model. So the type for movie ID again, that this will be string. And the next one is the movie title. Type will be string again. And the movie image type will be string. And lastly, the movie runtime. So type string. That's it for the favorite. I need to change this one into favorites. Favorite. Okay, so after that, we need to do step 3 in here. So first we need to go to the movie detail page in here. So in rather than just putting the button in here and then we do unclick like this and then fetch something from in here, we are going to just make one component only for the favorite feature, so they will be more clear for this movie detail page. So I'm just going to make the favorite component first. So inside the movie detail folder, I'm going to make one more folder named the section, and then inside the section folder, I'm going to make the file named favorite.js. In here, rfce to make the functional component, and just in here, I'm going to bring this button and put this one in here, and then save it. And then we need to import that components we just made it. Favorite, import sections and favorite. Now I'm going to save it and come back to our application. First, I need to turn on my applications by typing npm run tab. So now we are inside our application. So if you see in here, so we have this add to favorite buttons. Even though we click this one, nothing happens because we don't have unclear functions. So that's what we need to make from now. So we need to go to the favorite page in here. So first we are going to get the favorite numbers. So we are going to do the use effect, and inside in here delete the unnecessary parts, and we need to bring this use effect from the React library. So we are going to use the Axios to make the HTTP request. That will be the post request. First we need to import it. Axios from this request, the path will be the API and favorite number, and we also need to give the variables for this API, and then response like this. If response and data and success will do something, and else alert fail to get favorite number. So which kind of variable we need to, so which kind of properties do we need to put inside the variable? So in here, const variables, and here, so to know this one, so if we go back to favorite model, there are favorite fields in here, so we need to get this information from the client, and we need to put them inside in here. That's why we can just bring all of the properties from the models in here. So first user from, and the second one is movie ID here, and movie title, and movie image. Lastly, movie runtime. So now we need to think how can we the values for this one and this one from. So we can get this value from our parent components, which is movie detail page. So we need to bring those informations as a props. So inside in this favorite components, first we will give we need to put the movie user from. So how can we get this user from? If we come back to our application in here, and we turn on our console, and then inside the applications, so if you see the local storage, in here we have user ID, so we can get this user from this one, user ID. So to get that, local storage, get item, and user ID. So now we have this user ID's value in here. So after that, we also need the movie ID. Put in here movie IDs. Now we can simply have this movie ID because if we scroll up, we already have this movie ID. So if we just make this one in here, so we can use this movie ID globally. So we can put this one in here. And the last thing we need to get is these three information is inside this movie state. So we can just put this one as a movie info, and inside in here we can just put all of the movie information. So now we go back to favorite, and inside in here it's the props and user from, and props and user props movie ID, because we name our property is the movie ID, and last one is movie infos. So props and movie info. So if you see here, original title, movie and original title, so we can put this one as in here, and then props and movie info and image. Name will be the backdrop path, this one. So movie info, backdrop path, and lastly for movie runtime. So if we come back in here, so here runtime, props and movie info and runtime, and we put these props in here so the errors go away. So now we can make this API inside the favorite controllers. So we go down and here inside the ROS further, so we make the file name the favorite.js, and we copy or from the users.js and paste it in here, and then we are going to just delete every the APIs we don't need, and we need to import the favorite model because we will use inside of favorite controllers, and then we also need to change this name into favorite. And the one more thing we need to do is to come to the index.js in here, and we just copy this one and in here, and we need to change this name as a favorite, because when we just send the request, we will use API favorite. That's why in here it has to be favorite. So and routes and favorite, because we make this file inside the routers named the favorite. So that's why we also put this name in here too. So why we need to make this one is, so first, if we send a request in here, it comes to index.js in here. So it will see this one, and then it will route this request into the routes/favorite. So that means just inside the routes and favorite. So it comes to in here, and then we need to put this last pass information in here. So first, we see the API favorite. So it goes to index.js in here, API favorite. It will route this request into the favorite.js file, and in here it will also find this favorite number. So that's how this API favorite number comes to this part. So we are not going to use this one, and this one is the post request, so change this one into post. So in here what we need to do is to find favorite information inside the favorite collection by movie ID. We bring the favorite models from here, and then we will find by movie ID. So this one is inside the movie model, movie ID, this one. We send this information from in here, movie ID. So that's why we can get that information, movie request body and movie ID. So in here we will execute the query like this, and we will do the callback call. So we will call the callback functions, then error, and then favorite in here. If we got some errors, we need to return response status and 400 and send error. And if it was successful, so we will send the response and status in 200 and JSON, and success true, and favorite number will be this favorite and length. The reason why I put like this is inside this favorite information, there are informations who already add this movie into their favorite list. So if three people already added this movie into the favorite list, we can have three information. So that's why if we do length, we will know how many people already add this movie into the favorite list. That's why I put that length in here. So if we come back this favorite component, and then I can get the favorite number information as a response and data and favorite number like this. But I want to put this one inside the state. So I first make the state, use state and favorite number. And it comes from the zeros, and we also need to bring this use state, and we reset favorite number. So that's it for this step 3. So we need to move on to the step 4, fetch the information of whether I already add this movie to my favorite list or not. So below this one, we're going to do Axios and post request again, and the name will be API and favorite and favorite, and we will put the same variable inside in here, and we will get then and response, if response and data and success true. So we will do else alert fail to get favorite info. So we need to go to the favorite controller to make this API again. So favorite, copy, and in here, paste it and copy this one and paste it and put this one in here. And first I need to delete this part because we are not going to use that in here. So in here what we need to do is, as we did in here, so we also need to find favorite information inside favorite collection, but not by just movie ID, but also by the user from, because we need to know whether I am already added this movie to my favorite list or not. So that means we also need to have my ID, which is the user from right now in here. So that's why when we do this one, in here we only use the movie ID to find the information inside the favorite collections, but we also need to put the user from and request body and user from, because we already send the information like this. So that's why we can get it like this. And then we will do execute the query, and we code and callback function again, error and favorite error, return risk and status for 100 and send error. Now in here, how can we know if I already favorite this movie or not? So if we scroll up inside this favorite, there are all of the informations that who already added this movie as a favorite list. Like if 3 people already added this movie, so there will be the 3 information. But in here, we also put this user from too. So that's why if I already add this movie as my favorite movies, we will only have 1 information inside this favorite. If not, we are not going to have any output from this one. So by using that logic, so first I set this variable as a force, and then if this favorite, the length is not 0, That means if we have only one information inside the favorite, that means I already added this one as of my favorite movie. So it will be just true. So this the first means I didn't add this movie as a favorite, but this true means I already added this movie as my favorite movie. So status and JSON success true a favorite and result like this. So that's it for this the favorite API. So we come back to our favorite component, and inside in here I want to make this stay first favorite and first for the initial state. So set favorite in here, okay, like this. Response and data and favorite because we named this one as the favorite. So now we finish up to this step 4. Then lastly, we just need to populate the data that we got from these two APIs inside the browser. So by using this favorite number like this, and then by using this favorite state. So if we already add this one as a favorite movie, we can just say remove from favorite. We didn't add this movie as a favorite, so we add to favorite. Okay, so I'm going to remove this part and save it, and we go back to our application in here. Oh, now we couldn't get number in here. So this number we couldn't get it. Maybe there is some error. So maybe uh, okay. If I go back to favorite controller in here, okay, I use this the capital F, but I use this small letter F. So that was the problem. So I changed this one into a favorite number with small letter F, save it, and then come back to our application. And then I'm going to just refresh the page. So now we have just this number 0. So thank you for watching this video and see you in our next section. Thank you.